Part 2. I get a bit upset, that's obvious. My name's Stephen J. Humphrey, independent parliamentary candidate for the remaining 7 days of this election. Because it's mayday. Why is it that there are only 3 parties taking 90% of the TV coverage, 90% of the newspaper coverage? Why is it that independent candidates like me, and okay, yeah, I'm biased, I'm an independent candidate and I've got the freedom to stand and I've got the... But shouldn't there be an obligation on TV companies, on newspapers, to present a fair and impartial view of all the candidates? Now, yeah, okay, Newsnight last night was a good example, right? Other candidates are standing in this election, but those other candidates don't get the same airtime as the lib-lab-con candidates. Now, I would, yeah, okay, there's some practicalities here. It's like we can't give every candidate 90 minutes on the air, but hang on, wait a minute. Why not? If we totally set aside a whole month, no, maybe, okay, fine, maybe it's not practical to give every candidate 90 minutes. But we've got YouTube, we've got the internet. I've not had a, you know, you'd think in a safe Tory seat you'd have all 5 of the candidates standing up on telly in a parliamentary style debate. There's 650 constituencies, so surely they could work out 650 hour-and-a-half long programs in each of the regions. Like here in the South region, South Today could, over the next few days, get us all, well, there's 5 candidates in Bournemouth East, 5 candidates in Bournemouth West, a similar number in Christchurch and so on, right? So can South Today, that represents what, at most 10 million people, I'm obviously thinking too far ahead here. Media people obviously can't think this laterally, can't think outside the box. But why not? 650 constituencies, 650 separate programmes with 3,000 candidates, all equally represented. So you'd have an episode based in Kirkcaldy, you'd have an episode based in Lewisham South, you'd have an episode based in Bournemouth East, you'd have an episode based in Christchurch. And then from the moment the election is called, the BBC, ITV, Sky, Channel 4, all the TV channels get their heads together, and maybe this goes against Monopolies Commission rules or something, but this is one of the most important decisions we the people have to make. So I'm taking my glasses off and I'm saying, how are we going to make democracy better if we are ignored by the TV companies? I read somewhere that if you take your glasses off, people take you seriously. So there's my proposal. There's a thought floating around that's been documented, that's been presented all over the place, that hung parliament is going to be bad for this country. Well, if that's the case, then I want to hung Parliament, because they can't be any worse than what we've had for the last 100 bloody years, since Labour took over, joined the battle, pinned its flag to the mast. But 650 constituencies, surely they could organise a better way of presenting it. So every day you in each of the broadcasting regions you'd have one episode of, here are the candidates in this area, and we'll give them all 5 minutes, and then we'll have an hour and a half long debate with each of them. Surely we could do that once a day for, I mean, there can't be that many regions in Britain. But then of course X Factor would have to be shelved, Coronation Street would have to be shelved, EastEnders would have to be shelved, and we wouldn't have. But hey, fuck it, in a month's time it's all going to be forgotten anyway. So why not for a whole month? The moment, because it's been a month since the election was called. From that moment on, they start banging on about each of the constituencies, about each of the candidates, and so on, right? Rather than doing what we're doing at the moment, where they pick the most newsworthy, we give it every constituency in this country a fair shout. Every constituency gets an hour and a half total for the whole month. And then rather than doing it on politics like we're doing at the moment with each of the three main parties, we do it on each of the constituencies. Now there's a reform I'd like to see. But of course I'm just one guy, I'm an idiot, I'm a grey-haired old punk, no one's going to listen to me, are they? Unless you, the people, and I'm taking my glasses off again, vote for somebody else. You're not going to get ideas like this on the statute book. You're not going to get ideas like this on the telly. You're not going to get ideas like this in the radio. You're not going to get it fixed. Trust me. Believe me. I've tried in 5 years to fix Boscombe, and I haven't succeeded. They've just carried on without me, without engaging with me, without even asking me my opinion. And if I'm ignored, how many of you are ignored? I'd say 99% of you. Anyway, I've got to go and do some shopping, so we'll call it this, we'll end it here. My name's Stephen J. Humphrey, independent parliamentary candidate for Bournemouth East, and I'll be so glad when this election's over next weekend. Hopefully you can call me an MP in a week's time. Otherwise I'll just keep banging on like I'm doing. Anyway, thank fuck for Facebook. Adios muchachos.